what a big difference between those three verdicts. The top one, you're talking about 25 years to life, 10 to 30. Not guilty means he goes home. And he never has to face charges related to this ever again. If you're just joining us, ladies and gentlemen, we just got word moments ago that a verdict's been reached in the George Zimmerman trial. There's a live shot inside the courtroom. There's George Zimmerman's security detail making his way in, waiting for the lawyers to take their place. George Zimmerman already in the courtroom. He was waiting in the courthouse. And for George Zimmerman, he has shot and killed another human being. And the only question that needs to be answered is, was it in self-defense or not? There you see a shot at the gallery. I have not yet seen Travon Martin's parents, Sabrina Fulton and Tracy Martin, yet enter the courtroom. And obviously the judge will give enough time for everyone to show up, everyone who should be in the courtroom at this moment, which is obviously George Zimmerman and his family and Travon Martin's family. There's a shot we get to see. There's Shelley Zimmerman. There's Gladys Zimmerman, George Zimmerman's mom and his wife. The rest of his life, he will know where he is going to be, whether it's free or behind bars. That's what he's going to learn in just a few moments. Looking now towards the back of the courtroom, more folks making their way in, obviously members of the media filing in. There's Bernie Del Rianda, John Guy, the two of the three prosecutors who worked so hard to bring this case to trial. I've not yet seen Mark O'Mara and Don West, but the camera hasn't panned over that way yet. But this is a moment unlike any other moment that you'll see on television. And if you experience in a courtroom in real life, it's unlike any moment.
Put my charger in here.
A decision that has such huge implications for two families is about to be rendered inside that courtroom. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, a verdict has been reached in the George Zimmerman trial. We are waiting for everyone to assemble in the courtroom. But unlike some other high-profile cases, it's not going to take long for everyone to get there. It's just going to take a few more moments. So we are going to learn what the 6 women of Seminole County have to say. Is George Zimmerman a murderer? Is George Zimmerman guilty of manslaughter? Or is George Zimmerman going home tonight? We will find out in just a few moments. We are gathering everyone. We've got folks inside the courtroom, outside the courtroom down in Sanford. And obviously, the nation is waiting for this jury to speak. They deliberated just over 16 hours. No one is going to argue that they just went in there and made a decision willy-nilly. These 6 women worked hard. They deliberated yesterday, more than 12 hours today. They wanted a list of all the evidence. They had all the evidence in that jury room. So the one thing that is obvious that these 6 women have thought long and hard about their decision. But yes, they have come to consensus. It's a unanimous verdict one way or the other. And again, there is George Zimmerman, and I can't imagine what that moment is like. Because he has no idea, and he has no control over what is about to happen. Now the reaction. What will George Zimmerman's reaction be if it's guilty? But on the other hand, what will be the reaction on the other side of the courtroom? For Tracy Martin, for Sabrina Fulton, who just over a year ago lost their son, who they'll never get back, who are looking for justice. And justice for them means that this man gets convicted. For George Zimmerman and his family, he's been saying this is a wrongful prosecution that's been motivated by things outside of law enforcement, outside of the system of justice, that it was politics, that it was some sort of pressure placed on Angela Corey, some sort of pressure placed on our system that put him in that chair to face these charges to begin with. Who will walk out of that courtroom feeling vindicated? For George Zimmerman, he walks out, he's free. For Tracy Martin and Sabrina Fulton, if George Zimmerman's found guilty, yes, there's some sense of justice. But Travon's not coming back. My colleague Nancy Grace is with us now. Nancy, a verdict has been reached. Your thoughts right here, right now.
zimmerman.com.
Nancy?
Also, can I hear?
Okay, we're still waiting to get hooked up with Nancy Grace. As soon as she can hear me, Nancy, just jump in as soon as you can. This is the courtroom. And again, I don't know if everyone is in there yet. Obviously, the judge is not there yet. But what will happen is the judge will take the bench, and then they'll have to bring in the 6 women of Seminole County who will deliver this verdict. But I have not seen Sabrina Fulton and Tracy Martin yet. I've not seen Mark O'Mara. There's Mark O'Mara. Mark O'Mara, Don West, and the defense team is there, so they are ready to hear. But as I watch George Zimmerman, the one thing that strikes me, that he's not moving. Seeming almost paralyzed there. There's his father, his mother, his wife in the front row. George Zimmerman does not have children, but he is married.
But you want to stop it until
The tension.
you come out or something?
The tension inside that courtroom.
I understand that we have a verdict. Are we ready for the jury to come in?
We are, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, let's go ahead and bring them in.
That's crazy.
We have to remind everybody in the courtroom that there's to be no outbursts upon the reading of the verdict or afterwards. Please be seated. Members of the jury, have you reached a verdict? If you'll please fold the verdict form and hand it to Deputy Jarvis. Okay, if you'll please fold.
In the Circuit Court of the 18th Judicial Circuit in and for Seminole County, Florida, State of Florida versus George Zimmerman. Verdict: we, the jury, find George Zimmerman not guilty. Four-person.
Does either side want to poll the jury?
We would, Your Honor.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. As your juror number is being called, please answer whether this is your verdict.
Juror B. Juror B, 76, is this your verdict? Yes. Juror B, 37, is this your verdict?
Yes.
Juror B, 51, is this your verdict?
Yes.
Juror E, 6, is this your verdict?
Yes.
Juror E, 40, is this your verdict?
Yes.
Thank you.
Ladies, I wish to thank you for your time and consideration of this case. I also wish to advise you of some very special privileges enjoyed by jurors. No juror could ever be required to talk about the discussions that occurred in the jury room except by court order. For many centuries, our society has relied upon juries for consideration of difficult cases. We have recognized for hundreds of years that a jury's deliberations, discussions, and votes should remain their private affair as long as they wish it. Therefore, the law gives you a unique privilege not to speak about the jury's work. Although you are at liberty to speak with anyone about your deliberations, you are also at liberty to refuse to speak to anyone. A request to discuss either your verdict or your deliberations may come from those who are simply curious, from those who might seek to find fault with you, from the media, from the attorneys, or elsewhere. It will be up to you to decide whether to preserve your privacy as a juror. Is there anything we need to take up before the jury before they're sent back to the jury room to be discharged?
No, Your Honor. No, Your Honor, thank you.
Ladies, thank you very much. You will be taken back to the jury room to be discharged.